Hey everybody, it is Sunday, March 1st, 2020, taking a look at the S&P 500 as we get ready to watch futures open and trade March week 1. So I think we have some further downside to go. We might get a little bit of a bounce first, and I've already written up a note covering both sides of the fence on that. But I think it's important to go over in a video and just sort of show you so you can remain calm and not worry about what happens next if we had a little bit lower here. Here's where we're at. This is our fork chart, which is pretty much going to become our new roadmap because we've already taken care of them and wiped out all of the levels that we had set and kept record of for the way up. You know, all of the gaps have been filled, all of the main levels that might have held support or resistance have broken. And now we're going to create a brand new roadmap with all this stuff in it that we'll watch once we finally do get a good solid bounce and recover some of these levels and gaps and so forth to the upside. But for now, if we have a little bit further to go, there is still some good information from the past that we can follow. If we are going to head a little bit lower, first of all, the low on Friday was a 10-cent look below the October low, which sounds really great, sounds like a perfect back test and everything, but it was only about 15.85% off of the all-time high, and there is almost always never that small of an overshoot of a main percentage level such as 5, 10, 15, 20, 25% because there's usually so many stops sitting here. There was also a pension fund rebalancing on Friday for the final day of the month. So this kind of, was maybe a false sense of security reversing so cleanly at a 10-cent move for more, deep over the all-time high. We would be testing the August low. The August low was 28.2212. I have it written over here on the left. And over here on the right at 16.8%, we would be at 28.2341, doing a nice little hold above the August low and a little look below the bull fork median line, because now that we've broken out of this accelerated bull fork, we are back down here into this main bull fork that we spent pretty much all of 2019 in. And here we would be back testing the median line, looking just below it, and we could possibly reverse there. If that's not enough to feed the beast, then we go all the way back to the June low. The June low was significant, because it is the first plot point for this accelerated fork that we were in. It was always a level that everybody was really mad that we didn't backtest more closely in August. And then here, and when we came back down and sold off in October, everybody was counting on this August low to be garbage and just be broken, and that we would go ahead and fully backtest the June low. Well, when we calculate how far the June low is off of the all-time high that we set so far, that's 19.5%. That is your typical kind of turn it on a dime move that we would see the market going for a full 20% off of the all-time high and turning at around 19.5%. That would be around 27.31 or so, 27.32. That would be a hold above the June low and reverse there. Another thing I don't like about us assuming that we can backtest the October and August lows and hold is that the August and the October lows were clearly backtests of the 200-day simple moving average. Here you can see the line. The low came down and held above the 200-day here on both of these swing lows. But here we've viciously broken down below it. And if we're going to take the whole move that was made over the course of time since we've broken the 50-day, and we look down to the 200-day, if we take this space in time here, so we've got all of our different rules that we use of trying to find a double down point, using our 80 handle rule, backtesting swing lows, looking at our mean reversion and our overshooting rules, such as how this maybe this 15.8% hold or 16.8% holds as an overshoot of 15%, and if not, then we go a full test and turn before we hit 20% and set off a whole bunch of liquidation and stops by running through 20%. So we've used lots of different rules, and a lot of evidence could point us towards this June low as ultimately being the spot that's going to hold us. And of course, if this doesn't hold us, we'll come up with something else. But this at least sort of makes you feel like, okay, now I understand where we're at. We held above the October low. If we just go a little bit lower, maybe we're going to hold above the August low. But if we do one more of these, one or two more days of these 50 to 100 point moves down, then we're going to back test the June low, and a lot of stuff makes sense surrounding that. I hope that this video helped you get your bearings straight and understand where we're at right now. One other thing I want to mention is that over the weekend, we got some PMI numbers out of China. They were horrendous. They were lower than the prints. They were brand new record lows. They were lower than the prints that were made in the 2008 financial crisis. So there could be that fueling us this extra couple more days of downside before maybe we turn. Oh yeah, and one more thing before I forget, and this is in the note, but the December low, the October, the August, and the June lows, they were all made around the 3rd or the 5th of the month. Tomorrow is the 2nd, Tuesday is the 3rd, and then the 5th of the month would be Thursday. So clearly these major swing lows were made in the first 5 trading days of a new month. And that's what we're heading into right now with the first week of March trading ahead of us. Okay, have a great rest of your Sunday. As always, good luck and good trading.